What is going on, another Falcon fans, man? Y'all know who it is. Your boy Antoine Smitty Sports Machine. Stopping in right quick to give y'all my quick thoughts on a question a lot of Falcon fans have been wanting to know the answer to ever since Kevin Stefanski was hired as the new head coach of the Atlanta Falcons. What is that question you might ask? Who has he developed? Hmm, that's the answer to the question of what y'all want to know. But let's be real. What really is development? What does development consist of? That's what we want to know. What is your definition of development? Drop it in the comment box before y'all hear this. But tell me y'all definition of development while Kevin Stefanski tells us his definition of development. And it may not register with what you have. Um, it may not register as to what your definition of development is, but guess what? It's definitely a definition of development what he's about to tell you. Take a listen to this right quick.
It's interesting because you talked in the introductory press conference, and it was my favorite quote, I think, of the whole day, where you called yourself a self-proclaimed maniac when it comes to player development. And I was just thinking about, like, at what point in your career did you feel like that was who you were at your core as a coach?
I just think it's one of the most rewarding things for a coach to see their player get better. That's all that we want to do. And I've tried to be very, very intentional about that. And I think our league, the NFL, has been developing players since the beginning of time. But I think the way in which we do it maybe has evolved, and the one-on-one time and the different creative ways that you can utilize to get the best version of your players. And I think that there's this misnomer that you draft a player and just throw him in there and he's going to get better. And maybe he will. Maybe they just have so much physical God-given talent. But that's one of our number one jobs as a coach is to develop. And in order to do that, you better have a great relationship. So, of course, it goes back to building relationships with players so that they know where you're coming from, which is a place of total trust. And then I'm going to ask you to do some things that are really, really hard, because on the other end of this, there's development. And development for our players leads to individual success, which leads to collective success. So we will have a plan, a meticulous plan for each one of our players in terms of how to develop them. But it is a point of pride for us as coaches to see our players end up as a better version than when we got them.
Yeah, coaching is teaching, and teachers and coaches. Yeah.
As a fan, and I'm gonna be real with y'all, man. As I look at this interview, and shout out to Tori McElhanry, won NSMA Georgia Sports Writer of the Year, doing her job over at the Falcons as an editor, as a writer, as a journalist. She's been doing it for a while now. So shout out to Tori McElhanry. But development comes from a whole, as a unit, as a coaching staff. You have the right offensive coordinator in place. You have the right quarterback coach in place and the right head coach, and they all are collective, and they have the knowledge and the wisdom to pour into you. This is the most important part of coaching, period. When you build the right relationship with these players, get them to understand the type of system, the type of scheme, and what you can learn in the film room, on the field, on the practice field, and just in life. Because have you ever heard that saying, it takes a village to raise a child? Guess what? It takes a village as a coaching staff to raise an NFL player. And the thing about it, that a lot of y'all, I tried to tell, well, not try to tell y'all, but get y'all to understand, is part of the reason why he got hired was because of his knowledge of the quarterback position. And being in the NFL for 20 years and, coaching some of the best players to ever play this game, Brett Favre was one of those guys. Actually, when he first got his first job in the NFL, you look at former first-round pick Sam Bradford, who was in and out, jumping from team to team, trying to get it going, played well up under Kevin Stefanski. Kirk Cousins, who they said may be released, he was another one that played well up under Stefanski. So him learning over the years how to work with quarterbacks, whether it's on the film, in the film room, and that's how you end up developing players. And a lot of y'all might not agree with the assessment that he gave, but he's telling the absolute truth. It's collective. It's, building relationships. It's, just, giving players new ways to think, new ways to learn, and learn how to take control when you see things getting out of hand. And one thing that I like about what happened with this coaching staff that I didn't see with the last veteran guys around the head coach. If he's having an off game or he's not, focused enough to help this team win, or just having an off Sunday, because no coach is going to be 100% every Sunday. Let's keep it real. So you have assistants to say, hey, try this. Hey, try that. Hey, this might work. Hey, I see this, and this. So when you put veteran guys around you, such as Jeff Ulbrich, who has coaching experience, Jerry Gray, who has, 30 years of coaching experience, when you have that type of experience around you to help pick you up when, things start, get going off the rail just a little bit. This is also, how should I say this? This is also, coaches helping other coaches to succeed. And sometimes as a collective, we need every single coach in the building to help give their input as to how they can make this team better each and every week. So my thing with development is you have the right coaches in place to pour into each other, then pour into these players. I think that's a recipe for a winning team. And with the talent that the Falcons have, I just think, honestly, it's nowhere but up from here, because the offense that you had last year sputtered at times and couldn't finish games and poor clock management. I think they solved all that with this team that they put together as far as coaches. The coach they've added on, including the head coach. So, I think they got it right. And I think he's going to try to find a way to implement his style and what he likes to do. And he's going to make this quarterback room one of the best in the NFL. Because we seen what he did with Baker Mayfield in his first year in Cleveland. So, hey, why not Atlanta? First year, possibly young quarterback, possibly veteran quarterback. He can have that same type of success. 11-5 that year. Guess what? Falcons probably 2-3 players from having a 10-11 win season last year. Why not take that next step this year and have that 10-11-12 win team with the type of talent that we have? But that's my quick thoughts on that, man. Let me know what y'all think about Kevin Stefanski's thought on development and, what he think development means. Drop it in the comment box. Let me know. And this your boy, Antoine Smith signing off. I will holler at y'all soon, man. Peace.